Queer cats are tone setters, the same reason my main legion of chrome wetters. With long cheddar, mixed with lines written, no time slipping. When we rhyme spitting, divine mission. Since the house days, GA Grandma left DJ Tanner outraged. The South stays, about that Beretta clapping, lines balanced with
Head on over to Spotify and all other streaming platforms. Check out the NoMercyTV Podcast. Yo, what's good, y'all? No Mercy, Trap New York shit, NoMercyTV.com. You know what time it is, man. I know I'm late on this. Pardon me. You feel me? I be having trouble sitting through just straight 3-hour interviews and, you know, stuff like that. You know, I usually just have to watch it in spurts and everything, right? So, shout out to Marvin and Quest, Upstairs Boys, also Big Cannon. You know, they got the stream that they doing every week, Mondays. I think it's 4 to 6. And this past week, they had P from URL on the line. And as y'all know, P been under fire heavy, you know, with blogs coming out from Spanish Harlem, from Gwitty, from Benji Lolo, all having different discrepancies in terms of their URL journey. And they had P on to, you know, speak his side of a lot of things, which, man, it was really a crazy interview. It was a dope interview too. You know, they didn't let P just, you know, say whatever. They challenged a lot of the points that he made, et cetera, et cetera. And it was a really great interview. You know, shout out to Quest, shout out to Marv, Big Cannon. Like they really put the pressure on that man. You understand? Now, one thing, you know, I already spoke my piece in terms of Spanish Harlem, because, you know, it's sometimes that people have these discrepancies and they just, you know, aren't that good for the platform. You understand? They might be able to go somewhere else and get hot, but it's like if you're not, and I'm talking from a analyst standpoint, you know, in terms of, you know, being a league owner who has to put on talent and has to, you know, help curate talent and, you know, coach and, you know, let niggas know what they doing wrong, et cetera, right? So I could see why somebody like Spanish Harlem is going to have, you know, that issue, but, you know, at the same time, disguise it as something called silencer protocol. Like, very genius term that I see a lot of people are starting to use. And, you know, I could see why somebody like Gwitty would, you know, take it as well. And I think Gwitty is fire when it comes to small leagues. But when it comes to the URL platform, I just feel like he hasn't had great showings. Now, there was a couple of things with this interview, right? You know, for one, I seen that Bourne had called up, right? Now, Bourne, and I just speak from the perspective of where I sit. You understand, like from the things that I see, from where I sit, and I don't know. I feel like it's always this thing, right, where you have fans that'll jump on the bandwagon, right? They'll say, oh, they don't like P, they think P's lying, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Meanwhile, if he were to put the underperforming acts on the app or put him on somebody's cards and shit like that, and they stink up the place, y'all are going to be the same ones complaining that y'all are unsubscribing from the app. Yo, why y'all keep booking these people, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, y'all half the time don't even want to see some of these people. Because if y'all did, y'all would rally in places that it actually matters. Y'all would be on the URL Twitter. Y'all would be on the URL Facebook, rallying the fans, getting them behind, yo, get such and such on the platform, get such and such on the platform. And it don't be a lot of that, right? So I seen when Bourne called up. And I'm not going to lie, I thought Bourne was looking a little crazy when he was like, yo, it's certain people who was in my position that, you know, y'all gave a shot to. And from a fan standpoint, in order for P to be transparent on why a specific person got where they got, you have to bring specifics out. Why? You have to mention names. So that way, the fans are not just on some, oh, yeah, we're just going to, trash P or whatever the case is without even giving the man a fair chance to explain himself. And when you say something like that, it's just like, okay, who are you talking about? Because I would want to hear the story on whoever Bourne thinks wasn't as in demand as he was. I would love to hear the story on why that person was able to get popping and Bourne wasn't. You understand? And I actually think Bourne as a battle rapper is pretty solid. You understand? Like, he's definitely fire, had his dope moments. Him versus Bricks, to me, is still a classic to this day. You understand? It's a battle that I still go back and watch. But I think when you're trying to have certain conversations, you have to be 1,000% transparent. And I think that's one of the things that gets overlooked in battle rap, like somebody being transparent. Like, a lot of people do not like that. Like, people say they want transparency until it goes against their narrative or until they disagree with it. You understand? You can disagree all you want, but if a person is being transparent, it is what it is. You understand? How can you be mad at somebody but being 100% honest with you? You understand? Because the conversation goes from, oh, you're not being 100% honest with me. Here's 100% honesty here on a silver platter. Now it's, I don't like what you're saying. Like, bitch shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's cornball shit. You understand? I don't get how people just switch from one thing. They won't argue the truth that you put in front of them, but then it comes down to, oh, I don't like what you said. Who cares about your little girly feelings? You understand me? So that's what I hate about battle rap, just in terms, those kind of narratives and stuff like that. But I do think for me personally, Bourne lost me when he wouldn't say the name. You understand? Like, if you're gonna throw something out there, be all the way 100 with it. You understand? And I rock with Bourne. You feel me? I rock with Bourne. But I thought that was some BS. It's almost like dry snitching in a way, but at the same time, it's just like, yo, if you're gonna say, hey, this person got away with X, Y, and Z, why couldn't I get away with it? It's like, okay, who are you talking about so I can tell you why? You understand? And it deads the convo. You understand? But like I said, a lot of times when something will ruin a person's narrative, a lot of people don't want to get to that. You understand me? So, it is what it is in terms of that. Now, Benji Lolo called up and expressed his grievances to P. Now, I'm going to keep it all buck here. I rock with Benji. I rock with P. Benji was 1,000% in the right in his grievances. Now, what I will say about Benji, for me, was approach, right? Because in his Hip Hop is Real interview, it looked more so like he was attaching it to the Spanish Harlem, the Silencer Protocol, that whole conversation. Benji and Spanish Harlem have two completely different issues. Completely different. Spanish Harlem, for me, comes from a place of not being good enough. That's just it. Benji was actually promised certain things, right? For the battle to be filmed by URL. Now, I understand both sides of that, right? I understand Benji's part of, something being promised to him that his battle will be filmed by URL. I understand P's part. The band battle wasn't going down, so we couldn't, it made no sense for us to spend the money to travel and go get this one battle. But it's a couple of things with that. Right? Number one, the band battle not going down has zero to do with Benji. Zero to do with him. It has zero to do with him. And it shouldn't have affected his URL shot. You understand? I do think that part is kind of crazy. The fact that I'm thinking in Benji's shoes, right? I got a battle coming up with Cable Guy. I'm about to get my shit filmed by URL. I'm about to have one of the best battle rap moments probably ever. You understand? URL's coming to film it. My shit gonna be in crisp, clear, 4K. All right, cool. Benji probably don't even know the whole situation in terms of, the band battle not going down, blah, blah, blah. Either way, that still shouldn't mess up the shot that he was supposed to be getting. Because even with that, right, if P and Black Market wasn't going to come up, could have got another camera, and they could have got Clip, they could have got a whole bunch of other people who could shoot in the same quality and could have made that moment really something. You understand? Another thing with it is missing out on the moment. That moment right there would not only have been a huge look for URL, but a huge look for Benji. That, you know where Benji Lolo would be right now if that Undertaker shit happened on URL? Man, that would be insane where that moment would be. That would be great. That would be in the history books. And mind you, in terms of battle rap, it's still in the history books. But it being on a much bigger platform like URL, that just adds to it. That the app reactions will probably be out of this world. Like, I really think Benji missed out on a great opportunity, and it wasn't his fault. You understand? The Chicken Bar battle, I know that was another situation where, the battle was supposed to drop, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to keep it a buck. I feel like P might owe Benji one. Not going to hold you. I think P owe Benji one. P, you my guy. That one, that's the only situation where I'm going to say, yeah, y'all got to y'all got to do something for Benji. Do something for him. Like, whether it's the pay, whether it's the name, I think Benji deserves something. You understand? Whatever. You understand? Like, whether it's a headline spot on like a Survivor Series or something like that, I do think Benji deserves something, because this information I didn't know. I didn't know none of this shit with Benji until the interview. And once I heard that, and I'm listening, I always listen with an unbiased and fair mind. I'm listening to Benji shit. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, Benji got a point here. Benji has he has a valid reason. Out of those 3 blogs that came out, Benji has the most valid reason. He has the most valid reason. And like I said, I understand it on both sides in terms of the business of, it don't make sense for niggas to spend the money and the time to, travel out there. But I think for the battle, or for Benji to still have had his shot against, a Cable Guy, somebody who's been on the PGs as well, I think that would have been still a good, opportunity. Could have still probably, niggas could have hit me. You understand? And I probably would have went in and filmed it. You tell me it's for that. You understand me? So, I think with that whole situation, I really feel like Benji is old. I feel like Benji is old, and oftentimes I don't be feeling like in battle rap niggas are old anything, but in that particular instance, I feel like Benji is old. I definitely feel like Benji is old. You understand? So, and it's just me going off the details of the situation. Even P said, he feels like Benji was right, in a lot of the stuff he was saying. In terms of that, yeah. I think something should definitely be worked on for son. You feel what I'm saying? But everybody else, Spanish Harlem, Gwitty is not, I'm not enthused about, those particular situations. What I'm going to do one day, I'm going to actually go back and watch Gwitty's URL performances, you understand, and see what I might be missing. Because like I said, Gwitty, he does great outside of URL, but from what I remember, Gwitty hasn't had like no super crazy standout performances, you understand? And like I said, I felt like Benji, I don't think he should have attached himself to that silencer protocol thing, because like I said, Spanish Harlem wasn't owed anything. He was being given stuff, right? He was told to wait. He didn't want to be patient, and he chose to jump into some shit that jeopardized the other shit that he had going. You understand? That's all his fault. But Benji, Benji shit don't got nothing to do with no silencer protocol or nothing like that. That's, you were promised things and those things didn't happen. So I would feel like in that position, in that situation, Benji is old. You understand? So if y'all watch the interview, let me know. Let me know what y'all thoughts was on the whole joint. But I think that was definitely a dope interview it was dope for P to come outside and, correct a lot of those things and address those things, head on. I think him and Benji, that convo was necessary, and like I said, I think Benji is owed something. You understand? So, and then this don't got, like I said, y'all know I'm always, unbiased. Like I feel like a lot of people prematurely judge P and just do the whole Norbs thing to him just because he's in that position. You understand? It's not easy to, anybody that's the gatekeeper, of the URL is going to be thrown under the bus, wrong or right. You understand? But like I said, and there'll be a lot of situations I feel like P is right. And I don't even feel like in this Benji situation, like he's wrong, but I just feel like something is old. You understand? So, see if y'all can work on getting Benji a nice little plate for, the stuff that didn't go right. You understand? But aside from that, man, great interview, great job, to the upstairs boys. And I'm definitely going to be tuned in more often. You understand what I'm saying? So, salute to everybody. And I will be back soon with more content. You know what time it is. No Mercy. Trap New York shit. NoMercyTV.com. I'm out of here. Yeah, Avengers posted in the background. I see a lot of people complaining that my background is too boring and I need to liven my environment up and stuff like that. So there's a start. I just happen to have that poster laying around. So I got some other stuff coming in, a couple backdrops and stuff like that. So I'm going to start jazzing my shit up so that way I don't look as boring anymore. You understand what I'm saying? So salute to y'all. I'll see y'all soon. No mercy. I'm out of here. Bye.